Okay, so heelless anvil. I don't even know where I was last of this. I haven't worked on it for a while until today. Since I haven't worked on it since I broke the blade on my power saw. I'll attach that clip over here. So that happened, and you know what, actually just for the best, because I realized afterwards that if I did cut this piece off, I wouldn't be able to hold this thing square to drill the holes for the hardy hole and the Pritchell hole. So you know what, just as well, I'm gonna have to cut this off with a big grinder, and then just work from there. But so that got me thinking I have to drill these holes. Now I have a drill press next door which you guys have seen, but that is my father's drill press, and I have my own drill press, which is this one, but it didn't work like everything else in my workshop. My father bought the business that I showed you guys last time, what I do for a living. He bought that over from my uncle. This was my uncle's drill press, and a few things were wrong with it. The switch, the start button didn't stay in, so it would, when you let it go, it would stop the machine. And I didn't know what was wrong, so I opened it up, and it turns out it's actually just a little mechanical mechanism. So, and there were a few little bits of plastic that were broken, so I fixed that. It also had a key chuck. I hate key chucks, so I got a keyless chuck and a Morse taper. That's the only money I spent on this machine. And then my dad gave me that motor for my birthday, but of course the pulleys didn't work, and I had to have that machine and everything. So anyway, that motor is now on. So that is a 3/4 horse motor, which is better off than the 1/2 horse motor that was on there, which I've now put on my lathe. So this lathe had a 1/3, I think, 1/3 or 1/4 horse motor on it. My grandfather made this lathe, like every part of it. You can see how he's made the whole lot, and it works really well. You can see he's got oiled bearings in there, so I have to put oil in and stuff before. And the old motor also, you had to oil the bushes and stuff. Obviously this is now the motor from the drill press, so that works a lot better. This lathe is more powerful now because it's got a double the horsepower that it had before, and obviously my drill press is better off because it's also more powerful. So I thought to myself, well, look, this is the perfect opportunity to fix this drill press, so that I can actually use it, because I haven't had a reason to really use it. So getting back to this, I've been puttering around a little bit. I've been doing lots of little things, and it seems that no work has been actually being done. But I've been doing things in order to be able to do the work. Not that I wasn't able to drill these holes. I just thought that it would be nice if I could do it on my own machine in the shop. So anyways, moving on. Okay, so what I've done is I've sort of drawn out where my hardy hole is going to be. It's going to be a 1-inch hardy hole. So the idea is I'm going to drill 4 thinner holes on the outsides, and then one, what would it be? It would probably be a 25 mil hole, which is a 1-inch drill bit. I'll obviously start small, go bigger, and then that's the idea. So I'm going to have to put this whole heel in the forge in order to drift this whole square out so that it's perfect. But I want to remove as much material as possible, because it's hard work, and this is a big chunk of steel. My forge is not going to heat this up very easily. So I would like to get it as close as possible to done, so that when I do heat it up, I don't have to mess around too much. I just basically, I'm going to just true up the hole, and then that's it finished. So this is going to be the best way of doing that. So I'm going to drill 5 holes here, 4 smaller ones around the outside, and then I'm going to finish it off with a big one in the inside. And then I've also marked my Pritchell hole. And how did I get the position of this? You might think, well, I just looked at other anvils and I was like, okay, let's just see proportions, you know. And I did what I always do. I had a look and I said, okay, well, where is the hardy hole? And I said, okay, well, I saw on the other anvils that I have, the front of the hardy hole is halfway between the edge of the heel and where it joins the body, which is going to be about there. So I said, okay, well, that's it. So I marked that over there, and then obviously from there you mark your inch, and then I marked my center. And then I said, okay, well, now where does the Pritchell hole sit? And the Pritchell hole sits just off center of this side of the hardy hole. So I just put a square on here, and I marked it down, and obviously you would know that that is cut, so it's not really square. The only real square side I have is that side over there. So I put a square on to get those 2 lines, and then I sort of try to get it as square as possible. You can see over there on that hole, I had to mess around a little bit with it because it wasn't quite measuring the same all around anyway. So I've got it as square as I can, you know. So if you have a look, let me just I don't know where my small ruler is, but I'm gonna put this over there for you. So there we go. This is gonna be a 16 mil Pritchell hole. So once I've drilled the hole, the edge of the hole is gonna basically almost be touching my ruler. So that's sort of how I got where this stuff sits in the heel. Anyways, sorry for the bad film work, but anyways, I'm just trying to put you guys in the picture. So that's where I'm at. The next clip I'll show you guys, I'm going to just be drilling this. I don't have a 1-inch drill bit. The biggest I have is this, and the biggest I have next door is a 22, which I think is like a 3/4 inch or something like that. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to borrow Big Bar and Steel a 1-inch drill bit. I hope one of my friends has one. I'll ask around. The next problem is that these, I'm thinking I'm gonna drill 8 mil, but an 8 mil drill bit doesn't go all the way through. So I'm gonna have to do some weird stuff to try and get that hole all the way through. Anyways, so that is where we are with the heelless anvil. So until the next video, I guess. Another thing, while I remember, that drill press is too high, by the way. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh my word, if this drill bit snaps, it's going to go right through my eye. Well, I am going to wear safety goggles. I always do, safety glasses. But yeah, the idea is that I would like to unbolt the base of this drill press, and I would like to bolt it on to that corner of my table. Why that corner? Well, first of all, my table would have to move. I hope that I can get this English wheel out of here soon, as well as those 2 cabs, because then I can move my table to the center of this wall. My post vise, I want it to go here, because the foot can locate in that hole. So I want my post vise here. So I could put my drill press there, but I feel if I have something long that I'm going to want to bend over in my post vise or something, it's going to interfere with all of that. So that's the reason why I want the drill press in that corner. This corner over here, I don't want anything here, because I've obviously got my my shaft over here that I use to pull things with. You can see my daughter came to visit me, so I rigged up a workshop swing, and that's sort of what I did. It's now just got junk on it, but so I just winch it up over there, and then this whole thing goes up, and yeah, that's sort of how it worked. So I really like the fact that I can use this. You guys saw me lift up the English wheel with it, and it was very helpful. So I don't want to get in the way of that. So that eliminates this corner, the vise eliminates that corner, and that corner. So yes, the drill press is going to go there where the little drilling machine is at some stage, which will bring it down by 2 inches or so, 50 mils. And then this table is also on on forklift tires, which will bring everything down a lot, because even when the vise is in its hole and it's located, the vise is too high. It's about just at the bottom of my rib cage, which is too high. But once this whole table goes down, everything then will become much better off for workable height. The problem is this table weighs 2,000 odd pounds, and I don't have a high lift jack. I have to borrow one. So that's why it's on forklift tires, is because I can get my pallet jack underneath there if I want to move it around, and I can move it wherever I want. Whereas if I put it on the floor, to lift it is a huge problem. Anyways, so I thought I'd just quickly explain what's going on here. Why is this drill press way up there on the table? It's just for now. This is just temporary. Hopefully one day soon, I will be able to get everything where it needs to be. So what I've done here is I've just started to drill. Let's see if I can show you guys. Okay, so I just started to drill the Pritchell hole, and I decided that it seems a little bit too far in for my liking. So that was a 40 mil, so that's 40 millimeters and 40 millimeters. So I tried then 30 millimeters and 30 millimeters. I think that's a bit too close to the edge, so I made it 35. I think 35 is going to do it. Like I've always, like I say, I mean, it's up to me. I can do whatever I want here, but I think that looks about the right proportion. So there you have it. Pritchell hole is done. What I had to do, just so I could get the length, is I had to raise the whole table up with the drill bit inside, and then tighten it up in the chuck, just because of the length. You can see when it's right through. Let me just move this up so you guys can see. When it's right through like that, there's not much bit left in the chuck, but anyway, it worked well. So I'll do the rest now on the 4 other holes. Okay, so that's as far as I can take it. I I have a 22mm drill, but it's a real old drill and it's off center and everything like that. So that's what that is, and it didn't cut. So this is a 16.7. It's an old Imperial drill. Yeah, it's the perfect size for a Pritchell hole, because you can now put a piece of 16mm round bar through the Pritchell hole, and you'll still have a bit of clearance. And then I've done the same over there. All the other little 8mm holes are right through. So I'm gonna take this now to my mate who I buy all the aluminium shavings from, and see if he doesn't have a 1-inch drill bit. He also has a really nice drill press, and then he can drill through there. And I'm thinking that if he does have a 1-inch, that'll take me to pretty much the right size. I might not even have to drift this. I might be able to file it, which will be less work, believe it or not, than drifting this thing, because my forge is not going to want to heat this piece of metal up very quickly. So yeah, I think I might do that, but we'll see. Let's see if he has a 1-inch, first of all, if he's able to drill it, and then see how much filing I have left after that's gone through. Okay, so there we have it. I took it to my mate last week Friday, and he had a 25mm or a 1-inch drill. So he put it on his milling machine and he cut it out. So yeah, I didn't get to film that because I just dropped it and then came back to the workshop, and then I fetched it from him a little bit later. But there you have it. So you can see that hole is actually going to be around about 27, which is going to be fine. And then this is the file that I'm going to use. That is 25, so that's a 1-inch over there. I'm not going to film filing this out because there's no special tricks that I've got for this other than just sweat. So yeah, this is just going to be, and also I don't have a vise mounted to my table this side. Yeah, obviously my post vise is not mounted yet. So I'm just going to take this next door, but they're making a hell of a noise next door. So I think I'm just going to take this next door and then I'm going to just start filing it. I might add in a few, because this is not going to just take an hour. This will take me a few days to actually get this perfect to where I need it to be. So I might film a little bit here and there, depending on how the situation is going next door. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to film the whole process because there's absolutely no purpose of it. So the next time you guys see this in a normal footage with me talking, it's probably going to be nice and square and done. And then basically after that, I can then look at cutting off this piece of the heel, and then it's almost ready. After I've cut that piece of the heel off, I will then put this in the forge and just heat the whole thing up, so that just put some preheat in it, and I'm going to weld all this up. So I'm going to actually get this so that it's a perfect bevel. It's not like this, because obviously when we weld it to the anvil, we want it to be, you know, I don't want to be filling up this, I want to be filling up that. So I just want it as good as possible. So I'm going to just fill that up with welding, and then I'll sand it down so that I'm getting it perfectly square and sort of center, I hope. And then we basically almost ready to weld it on. So yeah, that's where it's going to be going. There's obviously a lot of prep work that I have to do here still. It looks like it's delaminating over there, so I'm going to have to check that out. It looks like it's, where was it? It was, I'm not going to battle too much. It looks like it's delaminating there too. So I'm going to really have to work this, and I'm going to have to spend a bit of time with the grinder and just grind and see if there's any delamination. And if there is, obviously take that out, because the last thing you want is to do a repair like this and have bits of delaminated metal in your finished product. So yeah, this will be the next thing, and I'll be able to do this here on this table, so I'll be able to film the whole lot. But yeah, so that's the next process. After the heel is ready, that is what I'm going to be focusing on. And then once that's prepped, then it's preheat and weld, which is exciting. So it means that but once we're done with this hole, once we finish squaring this up, we're about halfway. which is great. We're getting there, you know, we're getting there. So yeah, hope you guys carry on enjoying. I don't know what's obviously to come. I don't know what complications are going to arise, but we'll take it as it comes and work through whatever gets thrown at us. Okay, so a bit of an update over here. I try to file this thing. Ha ha ha, lol. Yeah, so that's not going to work. I can, on the other side, I can file over here, but you can never get it flat all the way through. So yeah, I thought about how I'm going to do this. I tried to put this in the gas forge just while we were heating some other stuff up. It didn't even start glowing, so I'm not going to be able to heat that up in the gas forge. So then I thought, well, I don't have a coal forge, but what's stopping me from just doing this? I can use my blower for the aluminium furnace and then just run it like this. There's my butterfly, and then make a little coal fire. So I've never made a coal fire before. I've never heated anything in a coal fire before. So, but I'm going to attempt this. You guys can probably tell right from now, if you're watching this video, if this is going to be a success or not. I don't know, because I've never done it before, but I'm going to give it a bash. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm going to make a little coal fire and see if I can heat this block of steel up. I've got plenty coal, just no coal forge. So we'll see if that works. I've put sand, sea sand at the bottom, just so I don't break my concrete to bits. And then I've just put those fire bricks around, just broken bits that we had lying around the workshop. So yeah, you guys that have done this before would probably know if this is going to be a success, but I don't. So I'll take you along for the journey. And then obviously, I don't need to tell you guys, but once it's hot, I'm going to drift it. I've got the drift already, so I've checked it will be long enough. If I go in from the top and from the bottom, I can drift that whole square. And I'm just hoping that it doesn't mess with my round Pritchell hole, but if it does, I'll just have to re-drill it carefully. But that's the plan. All right, take two. This must be very entertaining for you guys that know how to do this, but that did not work. So I'm going to try and light a wood fire and then just pack. This is coke, as far as I've been informed. Mates of mine gave me 3 bags of it, so I'm going to then pack the coke on top of there and then see if I can get it lit that way. Let's see if this works. So it looks like something's happening. We'll have to see. I have got the heel in there, as you guys can see. Yeah, it definitely looks like something's happening now. Keep you posted. Alright, so it definitely looks like we're getting somewhere. What I did is I moved the whole fire up a little bit so that my air pipe is basically now center underneath. And yeah, it looks like it's getting there. I obviously put a layer of coke underneath, then I put the heel on, and then I've covered it all around with coal as well, coke, whatever. So it definitely looks like it's getting there. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do this. Looks like I'm getting the hang of it. I would definitely say this is working now. You can see the rebar is red hot. The heel is not red yet, but it's getting there. So this is what I've done here on my drift. The piece of heel is 90 mils thick, so it's about that thick. So my plan is, obviously you can see that's the finished size there. That's around about 55 long. So I'm going to drift it through until it's, until there-ish. And we'll flip the heel over and I'll drift it through from the other side, and then that'll give me, that. I'll do that a few times. And then this was welded on here, but it was too long. I had to stand on a short step ladder to hit it, so I just cut it off there and welded it on there. So I'll hit it here now, and then this will just be my handle, you know. Yeah, so I'll just get my dad to hold the heel or the piece of rebar, and then I'll just hit this through. And then there's my bucket of water down there to quench the trip. That's the theory anyway. Let's see if it works. This is how we're looking out here. You can see that the piece of heel is red at least. Not hot enough yet, but we're getting there. So I did put more coke on top. And I try to scoop a bit from the sides, you know, to put it on top, but it keeps on falling down. So I guess that is what it is. But we are getting there. So yeah, happy days. So I got everything prepped, ready to pull the whole heel out, and then I realized that the handle was lying off the side there. It melted completely off. So I've done this now. There's no need for the top half of the heel to be hot, just the square hole, so I guess I'm going to be doing that, and we'll see how that goes. Well, there we have it. It's square. Just a little bit of round over there, but yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to complain. Much less work than filing it. Okay, so I've got the heel and I've got the anvil on in the same vicinity for the first time in a long time. So basically I'm going to just remark this. I think I'm going to try and attempt to cut this now. Basically what I did is I slayed my chalk lines for the heel. So I've just checked which side is the pritchel hole on the top, which side it's meant to be. So I've just given myself a mark over there, top. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push this into place. Looks fairly good. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to just give myself a mark over there. And let me see if I can get that there for you guys over there. So basically now what I'm going to do, let me just get my, okay, I've got a ruler here, so that's fine. So that's my mark there, and that's my mark there. So I'm just going to put a ruler across over here, and then that all comes off. There you go. And then basically I start cleaning all this up, all of the scale, so that it's a weldable surface. That's as far as I can get with a grinder. You can see there's not much there left. So, yeah, guess I'm gonna have to chisel it off. Unless I try and put a new disc in and just get as deep as I can in there. Let me try that. So to add to the story, which I only realized after composing all of these videos, is that a little bit later on here, when I went through and took the heel to my workshop to put it next to the anvil, as I walked out of my workshop, a guy walked in behind me and stole that Makita grinder that was sitting on the workbench, the grinder that I'm using with a flapper wheel in it, and as well as a drilling machine that was sitting behind me on another table. By the time we realized or got to know about the guy who actually stole the stuff, he had already sold it to another innocent party. Basically we went to that innocent party and said, hey, listen, this is our stuff. And he's like, well, he paid this amount for it, and we were like, well, he paid the guy that stole it. The guy stole it from us. So we ended up just paying the guy who bought the stolen stuff the money that he paid the guy who stole it back for our stuff. So yeah, we bought all these machines back for absolutely no reason, because yeah, they were obviously our machines. They got stolen. It wasn't the guy's fault that he bought stolen goods. He was none the wiser. So yeah, the guy walks free that stole the stuff, and he's in the wind. So there it is. That was quite a bit of work, but this is basically now the heel. I don't know yet how this is going to fit in. If it needs to fit in or not, I don't know. If it does, that's basically how it would go. But I'm not sure yet if this needs to go in or if I'm just going to build there. But yeah, that's it. So there's the new heel. I think I'm going to end this video off here, because basically now what's left is to prep that surface over there, which is also now a lot of grinding, prepping the face. Have to grind all of that. Cutting table, have to grind. So I have to grind all that stuff, and then basically once it's all ready to be welded, then we'll tack the heel on, preheat everything together, and start welding. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this off now. I've successfully actually made the heel. So that's it. Now it's to get the two together. Cool. Thanks, guys. And we'll see you in the next video. So call this some free footage or bonus footage or whatever you want. But I haven't posted the video yet of the heel replacement, so I thought I'd just include this. I did this insert a while back. I've just finished this one up now. I started to flapper wheel this, but it's taken forever, so I'm just going to quickly hit it with a big grinding angle grinder. Yeah, with a wire wheel, get all the rust off. It's not bad, you know, it's cast iron, so it doesn't really rust too badly. And then yeah, hopefully I can just put some linseed oil on just to preserve the top nicely. So I'm gonna quickly do that. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole table or just half, you know, that half over there, because then I'm gonna have to move all my junk. I'll see. Anyways, hope you enjoy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wear a dust mask for this because otherwise I'm gonna have sore lungs this afternoon. Not too dirty. Anyways, there we have it. So table is clean, as you can see. Let's see if we can see a little bit here. Quite dusty now in the workshop. Quite dusty, but yeah. So basically now I'm just gonna put boiled linseed oil over the table, a nice generous portion so it soaks in. And then that'll probably be the last time I ever have to do that, because yeah, once I start obviously using the table more frequently, it won't rust. I haven't done this yet on this table. I haven't done anything except for that the lettering and the pinstriping and stuff, so decal, whatever we want to call it. But anyway, yeah, there it is. So happy days. I'm going to put some linseed oil now, and then that's the table then sorted. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'll just do half. So it's Friday today, so I'll do half boiled linseed oil, and then on Monday I'll move everything over because then it'll be dry, and then I'll do the other half. But I won't film the other half. It's just me rubbing oil on a table. I mean, you don't need to see that, do you? Cool. That's it. That'll be the end of this video, I think. Enjoy.